Welcome to Mystery Monday. We're here on Twitch every Thursday. We check a case file, we deliberate, we go through evidence, we break it down deep. We put in the work, put in the hours, and we come to a conclusion. And then it gets edited and you see it here on Monday on YouTube. Sounds fun. It's a win-win for everyone, whether you're there for the Twitch streams or you're there on Monday, or you're there for both. So you grab your notebook, you grab your pen, and you bring your brain, because we're gonna go to work. Also, before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell so you always know when I'm going live, all that stuff. Hit the socials link in the description. It takes you to everything, including the Discord, where you every Thursday at around 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, you can join in with the work, join our beautiful community as well. So, but for our very first episode, I think we should try to tackle a murder mystery. This not Jack the Ripper, because that horse has been beaten, run back to life, and then beaten dead before. So we're gonna go on Google, we're gonna look up unsolved murder mysteries, and we're gonna pick one, and then we're gonna put in the work. Girl, let's do the Black Dahlia. Her body had been cut in half and appeared to have been drained of blood with precision. The murderer had also cut 3-inch gashes. Oh yeah, we're doing this one. First thing first, let's just get the facts down, right? What's her name? Elizabeth Short, right? If you're here, start writing this stuff down, okay? It's all gonna be important later, I'm sure. I think the first thing that we want to get into is, the exact state that she was found in, right? So once she lived in where is she? Philadelphia? No. She was born in Boston, but she was found in LA. So that's important. She was found dead in LA. Let's figure out if she even lived in California. And if she lived in California, how long was she living there for? So let's go Elizabeth Short. Actually, we'll keep this tab. We'll just do another one. So let's look. Short spent the last 6 months of her life in Southern California, mostly in the Los Angeles area. Shortly before her death, she had been working as a waitress and rented a room behind the Florentine Gardens nightclub. So she had just moved there. It wasn't like a short visit and everything. She was there for about 6 months before her death. Okay. Ooh. Guys, this is juicy. I'm getting excited. All you gotta do with a mystery, whether it's unsolved or whatever, if you want to figure out what happens, you just gotta start peeling back the layers. You'll find something.
What do you mean by that?
The only reason why I didn't look at suspects first was kind of because I didn't want to get too lost in the whole suspect thing when we don't have a full picture beforehand, right? So we want to develop an accurate setting, certain lifestyle and whatnot, and then suspects would come into play, because then we figure out how they fit into that puzzle piece, right? See, this is what I'm talking about, different perspective. She just happened to move to LA. So that's a good question. Why did she move to LA? See, this is what I'm talking about. I wouldn't have even thought about that. So I'm gonna write that down. Why LA. So we know it's post-war, right? But as you can see here, people were calling her a Hollywood wannabe. So Hollywood was still like bussing, you know, like it was still the place to be for movies, which means it was also the place of hope, maybe, right? So let's think about this. Let's look this up. How was LA?
Didn't it just say it was like post-war, so it wasn't like nice necessarily?
Right, but I was also thinking, also welcome. I was also thinking, no, it wasn't nice, but maybe LA was like the place of like new stuff coming up and coming,
Right,
you know?
because like everyone needed a job right then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like since everyone was struggling, trying to deal with the war.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
The
recover from
1940s was World War II, right? Short was one of 5 daughters born to Cleo and Phoebe Short in 1924. Sadly, by 1929, the family was destitute due to the great stock market crash, and in 1930, Cleo was thought dead by suicide by his family. Wow. All 6 Short girls, mother Phoebe included, then moved to a tiny apartment in Medford. Life eventually took her to California, where where her apparently not actually dead father had started a new life. Though she hadn't seen him since he was 6, 18-year-old Elizabeth decided to move across the country to be with him. It may not have been the best move. After only a few weeks, argument between the two caused her to move out and live with an allegedly abusive boyfriend instead. Several months later, she had left that situation, only to have been arrested for underage drinking and shipped back to her family in Medford. What the heck?
So the dad staged it, or what?
It says he's
That's a
thought
lot
to
of
have.
that.
It said he was thought to kill himself though, right?
Right.
Wait,
So
who's thought dead by suicide? So maybe he just left, up and left, or maybe he left a note like I can't take this anymore, and then just disappeared from their life.
I guess.
Maybe. Why would they think suicide? Okay. From there, she had shortly engagement with an army pilot who tragically died during World War II. In short, found herself right back in California by the summer of 1946. Okay, so we know that she didn't move there for better opportunities. She moved there to reconnect with her dad.
Yeah.
So we can cross that out.
Okay. So we know that she had an abusive boyfriend, but she left him. But it's possible that he still held a grudge.
Right. We
Because
gotta
she
know.
did get engaged to someone else, and
Mm-hmm.
that guy died. So
Right. You think the ex-boyfriend could have plotted for what, 3 years? I think. No.
I don't think
Bedford, dear
I
father.
don't think it's something to completely rule out.
No. Me neither.
But I don't think the dad would kill her. No, not necessarily. He didn't really have a motive. They argued, yeah, because you haven't seen each other in 12 years. Of course,
Right.
you weren't
There's gonna
there.
be so many things. There's gonna be like you weren't there. There's gonna be like if she does get involved with anyone, he's gonna try to have a say so. She's like, bruh, you haven't had a say so for the, past 16 years of my life or whatever. Oh no, 12 years. I mean, this map right here is just showing us like where she frequented, which is helpful to bounce back to, just kind of verify any information that we have. But I think we can move on to the suspects.
Yeah.
Nope.
We know how she was murdered, but actually we don't. I want to see if we can find this. So thanks to the FBI's Freedom of Information section, we can kind of look into her report. Did they find fingerprints on the body, actually? Fingerprints tentatively identified the attractive victim of a brutal sex fiend murderer found Wednesday in a vacant lot near Norton Avenue and 39th Street as Elizabeth Short, 22, of Santa Barbara, of the FBI informed the Times yesterday. The identification gleaned from the vast fingerprint files of government agency was made as scores of persons nuts, bro. They could not write back in the day. Okay, this is better. Telephone and visited. Okay. Telephone and visited. The homicide detail in City Hall, bro. Relative or a friend. Cause of death given. One youth was questioned at city jail as a positive suspect in the sadistic slaying. While the coroner's office autopsy physicians announced that Miss Short died of hemorrhage and shock. Naturally, if you get cut in half, like, bruh. The young woman's mouth was slit with a knife 3 inches on each side while she was still alive, the doctor said. This, plus a concussion of the brain induced by blows on the head, caused her death, they stated. Other mutilation of the body was found cut in half, wow, and otherwise desecrated occurred after death.
What did he say?
But who has the motive to want to torture her like that?
Who's the ex-boyfriend, right? Let's find out.
Because cut her mouth while she was still alive and then was hitting her head to give her a concussion.
Freaking Joker style. What the heck?
And then after she was dead, still decided to cut her in half.
Do you think why would they cut it in half? Other than I was thinking maybe to dispose of the body. But then it's like, how was she found? Because it says she was found by a lady and her daughter. So she must have just been out there like that. It wasn't like she was in some type of body bag or something. So this person's probably trying to send a message. But what? Let's see. Balcony. Okay, wait. Further investigation at that time disclosed that the girl was living with one Vera Green in a West Cabrillo beach court at 321C West Montecito Street, whatever.
Have you ever had a dreams that you could.
Policewoman Mary and and other officers that visited the place reported that 2 soldiers there, one of them in the bedroom, Miss Green, stated that he was her husband. But subsequently, it was learned that her soldier husband was overseas, dead. Santa Barbara authorities placed Miss Short on a train by order of juvenile officials to be returned to her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Cleo. Cleo Short of Medford, Massachusetts. Since then, she has not been seen in the mission sitting. Right, obviously. Another witness, Bob Meyer, also reported seeing a Ford sedan pause near where the body was found and continue. He placed the time at 6:30 a.m. Other witnesses, however, said they walked past the lot as late as 8:30 a.m. An automobile registered to Wilford A. Daughtry. A flecks of blood dotted the upholstery. 3 newspapers, all dealing with the crime, lay on the seat. Huh. That was his car, though, right? Registered. It was registered to him.
Doesn't mean that he's the one who drove it.
True. Okay, wait. Detective Lieutenant Stuart Jones, he dismissed him as a suspect. Launched an immediate investigation to trace the movements of the girl before she fell prey to the perverted sadism of a person who apparently tortured her before she died. Okay. Marks around the girl's legs, wrists, and neck and right thigh showed that she had been tied with rope or wire prior to death. Wow, whoever this is a real sicko. It's got to be some type of motive behind that, right? Some crazy person doesn't just grab somebody, tie them up, cut a smile into their face, beats them to death, and then cuts their body in half and does God know what else. There's got to be some type of connection there, some type of relationship there. Not like romantic, but maybe previously, maybe the ex.
I want to say it's possible that it was her roommate, that lady.
The lady? Yeah.
Or maybe it was more than one person.
True, but yeah. It was unsolved for a reason, so let's see. Policewoman Mary McBride, who said the victim looked like a girl she talked with on Main Street last night, was more dubious about the resemblance after seeing Elizabeth Short's photograph. The policewoman said the girl came to her in a bus station, saying someone wants to kill me, then told of a former serviceman's this font is like messing me up.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Servicemen suitors meeting her in a car and repeating a threat on her life that he find her with another man. Hey, editing Zach here. Basically what video Zach is failing miserably to say is that 2 men walked in and said to Miss Short is that if she was found with another man, her life is over. Done. Simple. That was it. Finite. Alright, let's get back to the video. It might be the ex. Or some sicko who's like obsessing over her in the shadows, maybe.
A stalker.
Yeah, that happens too. But she knows someone wants to kill her, so they might have tried to make an attempt on her before.
Either that, or maybe they sent her a note or something, and it creeped her out.
Yeah. Policewoman McBride said she later saw the girl re-enter the bar and emerge with 2 men and another woman. She had told the policewoman she was to meet her parents at the bus station later. Miss McBride said the entire homicide detail joined in the widening search for the killer as telephones in the squad room jangled incessantly.
So did she lie that she was gonna go get her parents?
Well, no, because she was supposed to be getting shipped off to her parents back in Massachusetts, but they didn't say like she was gonna get flown over or like, they didn't say the mode of transportation.
And now we know it was the bus.
Possibly.
Because she just said that.
I know, but the police officer also said that she met a girl who looked like her. She said especially she thought she looked like her after seeing her photo. So there's still like an off possibility that it was some other girl. But it's lining up to be with her. That's what we're thinking right now. Maybe it was the boyfriend, or maybe it was some type of stalker, because you don't just do that to some random person that you see on the street who maybe like rejected you or something. But we're thinking with our rational brains. So maybe there was some irrational sicko out there who would do that to a person because of something small like getting rejected, or she didn't look him in the eyes walking down the street. It could be anybody, but right now we're kind of trying to narrow it down to who, right? So she had a roommate. There was also some shady police officer who's reported to be molesting people. And then we have the boyfriend, and we had another man named Wilford who had a truck who's parked nearby the crime scene that had blood splatter on it. Old newspapers that were related to the thing, so, but apparently he was cleared, so there's a lot of moving parts here.
Southern California police officers last night noted the striking similarity between the mad butcher murder of Elizabeth Short, whose body was found here Wednesday, and other unsolved San Diego sex crimes. Officers in the border city immediately feared that San Diego's sadistic woman killer, already believed to be responsible for at least 7 of unsolved murders, was on the prowl again. For 15 years, police and psychologists have agreed that the killer was a sexual sadist whose crimes increased in brutality, basically Jack the Ripper. By studying the records of unsolved cases, they conjectured that Miss Short, who worked and lived in San Diego, could well be the mad killer's latest victim in the most brutal crime of them all. The string of unsolved crimes began in February 1931 when Virginia Brooks, 10-year-old schoolgirl, was lured into an auto, a car, I assume that is.
Yeah.
Raped and murdered. Her body, trussed in a gunny sack, was found months later.
I don't want to know what that
On
is.
April 23rd, I assume some kind of like potato sack, I don't know.
25th.
Something like that. 25th, I thought I said 23rd, of the same year, the body of Dolly Bibbins, attractive, well-to-do widow, what the hell is this language, found in her apartment. She had been viciously beaten after being raped.
I'm thinking that all these victims are completely unrelated, and he's just going
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, so
Because
they're
there's a
like,
kid as
maybe they're talking, like, I'm guessing here they're trying to say like maybe the murder could have happened in Massachusetts and then she got taken to LA, but that seems so unrealistic.
That's impossible because she was only dead for 10 hours.
Yeah, that's super
I don't think
unrealistic.
you can get from Massachusetts to San Diego in 10 hours.
Not by driving.
Not in the 1940s.
Yeah. So yeah, that doesn't make so maybe that's not what they're saying.
2 weeks later, sorry, go on.
But if that is what they're saying, that obviously, like you said, that's a huge logical flaw. Or not. Or maybe she was, no, because we know she moved back to Massachusetts. She got sent back, but then she came back to LA.
Coming back, right, on her own.
Right. And then she gets that place behind the Florentine. And then a few weeks later, she's killed.
Right.
2 weeks later, Hazel Bradshaw, beautiful 22-year-old telephone operator, was found murdered in the Indian village Balboa Park.
Yeah.
She had been stabbed 17 times. Then on the morning of March 4th, 1934, police found Mrs. Wesley Adams dead, the victim of a killer following a similar pattern to the first 3 crimes. A month later, San Diego was shocked by one of the most baffling of all sex crimes. Hanging from a tree on Black Mountain was the nude body of a pretty Louise Tuber, 17-year-old clerk.
Wow.
A rope around her neck was tied to the limbs of 2 trees, but an autopsy indicated she had been raped and murdered elsewhere before being tied to the trees.
So that's the correlation. All right. So guys, we have actually, I think this was a debut first episode. Okay, we found out a lot. Okay, and we have a few suspects on our hands. So in the next part, hopefully we can come to our own conclusion. So yeah, Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Look in the description so you can come here to Twitch to help solve the mysteries, you know? And yeah, thank you to Elena and Ash and YM and the whole community, because you know, without you all, this wouldn't happen on the internet. At least I still do it on my own, but yeah, peace.
Good luck editing those 2 hours.
Why didn't you say Batman out?
Why are you